Well, Tom, the economy is slowing, but likely not fast enough to stop a rate hike next week of 25 basis points. But there are enough signs in this data to suggest that could be the last rate hike for a while. The annual inflation figure has been reduced to 6%. For the quarter, as Tom said, it's a CPI figure of 0.8%. And the market expectations for the quarter were for between 0.9 and 1.3. So it's heading in the right direction. It does feel like now a lot of this inflation is more about the shortage of labour than about supply chains. You can see that in the fact the cost of services continues to increase, not so much the cost of goods. Who would have thought we would get to a stage in this country where we were bemoaning low unemployment? Those low unemployment figures last week are the main reason, if interest rates rise next week, that it will have happened. To quote the Australian Bureau of Statistics today, services annual inflation recorded its largest rise since 2001, driven by higher prices in a range of services categories, including rents, restaurant meals, holiday travel and insurance. Goods annual inflation continued to ease from 7.6% to 5.8% after 2 years of strong price increases. So services up, goods down, but still rising too fast. It says price rises for food, furniture, appliances and clothes slowed in the June quarter, while automotive fuel prices were 3.6% lower compared to 12 months ago. The ABS goes on to say rental prices rose 6.7% annually. That's the largest annual rise since 2009. It attributes that to low vacancy rates and a tight rental market across the country. So, of course, within an hour, there was a press release from the Greens calling for a rent freeze again. Treasurer Jim Chalmers said a short time ago that progress was being made against inflation.
It's really pleasing to see that inflation in our economy is moderating further. We'd like to see it moderate faster, but we are making welcome progress in this fight against inflation.
So, Tom, we know after September Michelle Bullock becomes Governor of the Reserve Bank. It might be very good timing for her, but I expect a rate rise next week. An interesting fact in relation to this, when Glenn Stevens was replaced by Phil Lowe in 2016, it was 11 months before Phil Lowe had to hike rates again. Will Michelle Bullock get that kind of honeymoon?